Well, hey there, welcome back to Magnetic Stirring Works. So today on the workbench we're going to do some work on this pretty and pink Telecaster. So this is a Fender made in Mexico Telecaster. Shell pink, I believe, is the color. So it's really nice. Maple neck. It's pretty new, it's a 2022 I believe. And it was bought new though, so it's never been used before, from the local music store, big chain. You can guess which one, here in Canada. But the owner brought it in because he's not happy with the setup. He brought it back to the store, they did a few things, still wasn't playing well. He was having some buzzing here on the upper frets. The nut doesn't feel like it's cut too well. Plus, he wants to change the pickups, so he wants to put these ToneRider pickups in. Alnico2 Blues. Sweet single coil pickups for all Telecasters. So 5.6K in the neck, 6.5K on the bridge. So if anyone's used these pickups before, let me know in the comments. I've never put these in the guitar, but I'm sure they're pretty good. Put new strings, and I have a couple of nuts here, that Graphtec nuts, that I'll see if they work here, otherwise I'll have to get one for him. But let's get started by having just a quick look here at this issue up in the upper frets. Now the owner brought it in, he told me what was the problem. He had some buzzing when he was finger picking up here on the, basically from the 15th fret up. And the shop that he took it to, and I believe it was the store he bought it from, did some work on it, came back, was still buzzing. And then he actually filed down some of these frets a little flatter, and I'll see if I can get in close, and to try and get rid of the buzz, but that didn't work, of course, right? So what I did is I took the guitar when I first got it, and I just did a quick little string action setup and got this to 4/64, so about 1.6 millimeters at the 17th fret. And honestly, that seemed to fix the issue. So I think we had a combination of things there going on. The setup was too low, and of course, flattening out these crowns on your frets isn't a good idea. But the other issue too is just open strumming. You can hear that on the 6th string. And usually when you have open buzzing noise, fret noise, it's because of the nut. It's cut too low. So let's have a look. So again, I'll strum the 6th string. And it's not that bad, but certain ways you strum it, it's going to make some noise. And of course, if I fret it, it doesn't make any noise. So that's another telltale sign that we have an issue here at the 1st fret, that our nut is cut maybe a little too low. Normally, I like to see the action at the 1st fret to be about 18 thousandths on a Stratocaster or Telecaster. So here's a feeler gauge, so if I run that underneath, and I try and play the note, you can see that it's, so the E and the A string, let me come back the other way. Okay, so at minimum what I can say is that they're cut inconsistently. Let's try 16 thousandths. Still buzzing, still buzzing. It's okay. Yeah, so definitely the E and A string are cut too low for my liking. 16 would be like the lower limit I would like to see it at. So I think we're going to have to change this nut out as well. So the owner has given me these 9-42s. These are Fender strings. And it's the same gauge that's on there now, so I'll replace those. So we're going to look at changing the pickups. So that means I'm going to take the strings off, I have to take the pick guard off, get the control cavity off as well so we can get at the wiring. So when you change out pickups on a Telecaster, you have to remove the bridge as well. So how many screws have we got here? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to take out pretty much all the saddles. Here we go. Just gonna put a bit of tape behind here. Oh, this little bushing, rubber bushing, there we go. Didn't really want to come off. Oh, there's the other one. So we have a ground, we have a washer, we have a ground wire. Okay, that's good. It's important that we're grounded to the bridge plate. Okay. Let's get this pick guard off. Okay, that's pretty simple. And we're going to move this now. Put a cloth there. Okay. So really what you have to do here is desolder the wires. So trace them back. So I can see a yellow and a black coming from the bridge, and the neck has a white and a green, plus another black there. So if you just trace everything back, and it's handy, take your phone and take a picture, several pictures, even if you think it's standard wiring. It's always good to take a couple of photos. That way you're pretty sure you're going to get it back in the right spot. I always take a picture of the pickups too, so you remember what wire goes where. So if I flip this over, see the other side. There we go. Sometimes you can't see something from one way, but I can the other. Okay. The other thing that's good to do is do one at a time. So if I do the neck pickup first, I'm just going to desolder the wires for the neck pickup, and then I'm going to get the neck pickup out from our new set. Pull that out. Okay, there we go. So this one only has a yellow and a black. This pickup has black, green, and a white. So check your wiring diagrams to make sure you're putting it back together. But this should be, that's going to be the ground, and that's going to be the hot normally. So for the neck pickup, this white wire, so the black and the green are both grounds, and they go here to the volume pot. The white is the hot, and it goes to the switch here. And if I trace it back, it's this wire right here. So I'm just going to make a little mark here with a Sharpie. So marking that lug, just over that lug, so I know where it is. I'll take my soldering iron, just come in there. Okay, I've got these wires snipped away actually, because there's a big glob of solder there. So the wires are free. I'll take the pickup out. There we go. Package that up for the owner. And then what I like to do is just replace it with the new one right away, right? Okay, so I've peeled back the cloth here on the pickup wire. These aren't plastic or silicone coated. And what I need to do is just tin them before soldering. So basically we're just going to put a little bit of solder on the tip here. So it just makes it easier to attach. Don't breathe that in. Okay, so I'm just going to run the wires through the control cavity here. Can I get them? I should be able to. Long needle nose pliers are good help here. There we go. Okay, I just like to make sure that the wires are sitting flat in the cavity, but you have enough room to move them around like that, right? That's good. Okay, then I'm going to solder the yellow to the pickups switch. Alright, I've got the wiring attached to the grounds, got the hots attached for the bridge and the neck. Now I just have to put the screws on. Now I just have to put the screws back on, and I'm not going to lock this down yet. I'm just going to put that away, put it in there, get those wires sort of tucked back in, make sure everything's in there, and I'll test it out before putting everything back together. Okay, we'll give it a little test. So here we are for the neck. Nothing there. This should be both. This should just be the bridge. Yeah. Tone. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, so when you're putting the screws back in the bridge plate, it's always fun. Things want to move around on you. So what you should be doing is taking your screws and then taking those rubber bushings there, pushing them all the way down until they touch the bottom. And that holds the screw in place so they're not flying all over on you. The pickup that was in there had this sort of spliced on, so I didn't want it to splice onto the new one. So I ran a new wire. So there's a little washer here. So this is where it gets a little more complicated. Let me put this side in fine. Get that in there. That's good. So you'll see what I did here is I ran a new wire, ground wire. So this is going to be like this. You can imagine the ground wire is going to go there. So what I need to do is put the screw through the hole, get the ground wire attached like that, put this washer here, then put the rubber bushing. There we go. So now we're grounded to the plate. Okay, and then now all we have to do is screw those screws into the pickup. Easier said than done, eh? Bridge screws are next. There's 4 on this bridge plate. Just make sure you have everything tucked in there good. Yeah, bigger screwdriver. There we go. Always match your screwdriver to the screws you're using. Just going to get these roughly snugged in and then tighten them down. Alright, next we have the saddles. So these saddles we have 6 saddles. And we need to put a screw and a spring, and then we screw in to the back of the saddle. And I'm going to have to readjust all these, of course, right, for intonation and string height. But that's what you do, right? Okay, 5 more to go. Let me know if you like 6 individual saddles on a Telecaster. I've asked this question many times before. I get lots of answers. I mean, I like it from an adjustment point of view, of course. Some people don't like it because it's not very traditional. Alright, 4 to go. Okay, pro tip here. So to help adjust the intonation later, I'm going to put that first saddle at 25, so the takeoff point right there at 25.5 inches from the face of the nut. That needs to come up a little bit. And that's just a good starting point because that's what the scale length should be. Yeah, that's pretty good. So then I can adjust the other ones approximately. So second string steps back a bit, third string steps back a bit from the second string, then the fourth string's up, and that's about right. So I've got sort of intonation ready to go when we string this up and do our setup. Alright. Just like to screw in the control plate just loosely. It's not wiggling around everywhere. I won't tighten it down until we install the pick guard, because sometimes you have to wiggle it a little bit, you know, adjust it. It fit well before, but yeah, just so it doesn't keep moving around while I'm working on it. Alright, so putting in the neck pickup, that can always be fun. Put something down here. So you have to put the pickup through like that first. Now, got your longer screws and longer bushings here too. So you have to get the, so this is what's fun here. So you have to put the screw in, same sort of idea, get the bushing in. I like to push it tight up against the screw back so that it doesn't move. Same thing here. Oh, that one decided to come out on me. Okay, push that back in here. Sometimes they don't want to play ball. Okay. And now we have to get this down, pick up in place, and start the screw in the pickup holes. So it's a little jiggling here, a little fiddly. But you should be able to get one side in. There we go, I can feel it. Just bring up the pickup to about where you think it might be, somewhere around there. We'll adjust that during the setup phase. Okay, well, everything's in. Make sure the wires, nothing's binding. Alright, looks good. I'll just put the screws in one at a time. And you can do them by hand or you can use a power drill. I put the clutch around 5 or 6, and that way it's going to clutch out before stripping anything. See, there you go. Alright, I'll do the rest of them. Okay, well that'll be enough for this episode of the Pretty in Pink Fender Telecaster series. So we'll replace the pickups for the ToneRider pickups, and they don't look much different, but I'm sure they'll sound different. Everything's working fine. We've got everything back together up here. So next time around I'm going to address this fall away issue and recrown these upper frets, I believe. And we'll get this nut out as well. Okay, see you in the next one.